Are you feeling stressed or overwhelmed about the upcoming holiday season as we head into the middle of October, then November, December, and January? Do you wish that we could just skip ahead into springtime and be done with the whole thing? If so, then this video is for you. My name is Kristen Hornung. I'm a licensed professional clinical counselor number 2071 in the state of California. And I put together a little bit of a review of some self-care tips and strategies, holiday edition style. And I just wanted to start by saying that this is meant to be educational. It's not therapeutic advice because it's not individualized, right? So if something sounds like it might be helpful for you, that's great. That's my intention. If not, then please just disregard it. So I wanted to start off by saying that the holidays and family events can be, a wonderful time of joy, but it can also be a pressure cooker. So a lot of times we have the situation where we're remembering a lot of negative things that happened at family events as children. This could be anything from witnessing or being the victim of like verbal abuse or physical abuse, or seeing, for example, like if you have a family member who struggled with alcohol or drug addiction, seeing them behaving in very scary or overwhelming ways at family events. All of these things could impact us today and could impact our ability to really go into these family events feeling regulated and just ready to enjoy yourselves. So I drew a little picture here. Here's the pressure cooker. And here's some of the things that can contribute to us feeling overwhelmed. I also included the expectation to perform or participate in holiday events. And here's the underlying stress. So this could be things that we're already dealing with, such as finances, the weather changes, our relationship to food, our relationship to drugs or alcohol. I also put here complex family dynamics. So this could be things like, family members having values or beliefs that are in direct opposition to yours. So not necessarily something personal, but it could feel extremely personal if they have things like beliefs that are just super against yours. And then something else that I put down too is the expectation piece, right? This expectation is huge to perform and participate in family holiday events. And depending on our cultural background, that's going to look different for each person. But I just wanted to take a moment to validate that holiday family events are complex. I don't think we talk often enough about how these family dynamics and our past experiences can impact us today. So I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that, and also say that if some of these things apply to you, there's absolutely no shame, or, please don't feel like, oh, I shouldn't be affected by this, because if you're affected by it, then that's legitimate. And you can absolutely go see a trauma therapist for support with some of this stuff, because these past memories can be very impactful for our lives today. So I just wanted to normalize that and say, not that it's okay that it happened, but to say, like, you don't have to hide that experience. You can go see a trauma therapist and get one-on-one support for it. Okay, now that being said, I just want to jump into some strategies that might be useful for helping get through the holidays. And these are from Dialectical Behavior Therapy. It sounds complicated, but really it's not, I promise. So this is their ABC Please skill, and this was developed by Marsha Linehan. Okay, so the first step is we want to accumulate positive emotions. So this is both short-term, what can you do today that will give you pleasant emotions? It could be anything like playing music that you enjoy, to going for a walk, maybe doing some artwork that feels good to you. This is really just about what you can do right now to experience something pleasant. And the idea is that the more you do it, you're kind of like practicing pleasant emotions, and then it's going to become easier and easier and more natural to have these positive emotions in your life. The second piece is the long term. So this is about planning and being really intentional about what changes you want to make to have more positive emotion in your life. This could be something like, doing some additional training or education so that you can make a career change. It could be about really reflecting on making a relationship change, Or it could be working on something like maybe your relationship to your body, or maybe your relationship to your creative side. These are all just like the long-term options, because we want to make a life that is more meaningful and purposeful and enjoyable. And that's just kind of one step at a time, right? Now, the second piece is we have build mastery. So this step is about doing things that make you feel competent. And competent is kind of a weird word. I like to think of this as do more of what makes you feel strong, skilled, and empowered. So you can maybe think about to yourself, when do I feel the most strong? When do I feel the most empowered? What am I doing in those moments? If you can't think of anything, maybe go to the past. What did you do in the past? If that's still hard, you could always ask a friend or a supportive family member about what they think your skills or strengths might be, and you can brainstorm ways to develop on those. So this is really just about working against any helplessness or hopelessness by doing the reverse. Do things that make you feel hopeful. Do things that make you feel more empowered. Okay, so that's build mastery. Now the next step is cope ahead of time with emotional situations. So this is rehearsing a plan of what you're going to do when trouble strikes. So for family events, holiday events, this could be something like eating before you go. It could be going in substance free. It could be going in with an ally or a friend. It could be identifying what your boundaries are and doing, I like to do this thing called like the if then. So, and it's all about me. So it'd be like, if this person starts becoming, really hurtful with their language, then I will make an excuse to go leave early, or then I will make an excuse to go help the host with something. Or then I will take 3 deep breaths and count to 10 and remember my favorite TV show. It could be really anything. But the idea is that the more you practice ahead of time, the more specific you are with your plan, then the easier it should be to execute that plan in a family situation, especially if you have someone too that you've gone over a plan with. This could be a good thing to work on in therapy as well, just to have that additional support. And then the last piece of this is please. So this is the please part of the ABC please skill. So this is taking care of your mind by taking care of your body. So this is if you have like a physical health condition, just making sure that you're taking care of that with either like your healthcare professional, or by doing the things that help you, feel more healthy or more well. This is also about like balancing your eating and your sleep. So this is something else that you can work with a therapist on if you need support with, because for sleep, there's some strategies specifically that you can work on if you're either getting too much or too little. We call that sleep hygiene. So that's something that could be helpful if that's a trouble area for you. Also avoiding mood altering substances, because we know that if you're intoxicated, it might be harder to make good decisions, or really to have, the way I like to think of it is you want all of your brain resources available, right? And so our brain resources are going to be more available if we're well rested, if we're not hungry, and if we're not intoxicated. Because really think about it. If you had a surgeon that was going to operate on you, what would you want? Right? You would want them to be like on their A game with their self-care. That's what you want to do before these tricky holiday events. And then the last piece of this is exercise. And with the exercise, this is more about body movement that feels good to you. This isn't about like achieving a body ideal or a physical health ideal. The exercise is really just about your relationship to your body. And we all know that, movement that feels good does help us feel like more embodied. So it could be different for each person. There's no like one size fits all with this. So those are just some tips and strategies. And thank you for taking the time to listen. If you would like to learn more about my practice, if you would like to speak with me, please give me a call at 619-202-1481. Also, you can reach me through my website at Kristen, Kristen, Hornung, HORNUNG.com. And I look forward to hearing from you.